And like you've said, gen pressure is going to be a big one. So let's see. I think one of the first looks we'll have to take is on our killers' perks and which choices they've made.
Oh. Well, now he's got a very classic build. This is one that I've run plenty of times myself when doing scrims, as long as balancing allows it. Where, like I predicted, you've got Lapis, which blocks the windows after you teleport, and Boots also increases your teleport range. So it's very good for a map like this that's very spaced out. And you've got Corrupt for the early game pressure. You've got Pain Res for that instant regression as soon as you hook someone, as long as you get lucky. And Pop Eruption honestly has made a big comeback as of late. It's become pretty much a staple in a lot of killer sets that I've seen lately. And already we find Ipic, and well, never mind, he leaves him instantly. Trying to look for someone pressuring a Jhin on the other side of the map.
He's already trying to interrupt the gen pressure. We did hear a little bit of progress, but in front of us there's some scratch marks switching towards the wolf form, maybe trying to get the first chase up and running. We don't see the survivor just yet doing a good work around. And the first one just make a break is going to be Hardwell, but we've known him for a little while. First hit also coming in from FaZe. Switching around to the survivor, so already see a bit of progress on those generators. So let's see how far Hardwell can take it, or if FaZe is going to break chase.
Yeah, they're doing the classic 2-1 split where they double one gen for the first chase. Oh, and a very nice Hellfire catches him over the dumpster filler, gets a quick eruption, and he dies right next to the gen. So they have two stacking a gen, and then they had one on another. That's a very classic strategy, especially with a high chase pressure killer like Dracula, where they try to confirm a pop for the first down. But if this is Pain Res, they don't pop that in time. And now he has pop and eruption ready, so they won't have a whole lot of gem progress for this first down because of that death location. And FaZe doing a really good job in chase.
That was a perfect setup. Even getting to interrupt the gen in time and applying the pop.
Yeah, and now it's got eruption too, so he can go back. Oh, FTP comes out, try to prevent the tunnel out. So now Swatter is injured, but at least the person who is second stage is not injured. And Swatter pre-drops that pallet and gets mind gamed on it. Well, mind games himself, if anything. So goes down, it gives him a very quick down, erupts 2 gens, and now another Pain Res. This is actually like looking really good for Vikzz. I don't think they'll pop us a gen for another maybe stage at this rate.
Oh, another hook coming in, and he should be able to apply that pop as well. It's the perfect start for him, corrupting that first gen. Magic still able to work on his though. The other two were left their gens, but now he's also forced to leave.
Yeah, now he has to play a very weak 4 lane against a killer that can get speed boost and has a very far lunge, so takes a free hit, and FaZe just instantly leaves and pops a gen. And this gen was really high progress, so that's a big pop value. If you didn't know, pop is total progression of a gen, not the full gen, like the full 20%. And already interrupting this gen too. I think though they should be able to pop one. I believe I saw Hardwell working on the gen prior to this. They reset most likely behind main building, and FaZe knows, so he's gonna go to that direction, try to interrupt them if he can.
Game sense is on point with this one. Doesn't seem to find them just yet. I mean, obviously they're going to be hiding, but scratch marks being found now, switching towards the platform, trying to catch up. And there he is, magic again.
Yeah, he's got this very strong rock filler now. Obviously, Dracula has the Hellfire, but he can't really do much on this because it's so tall. You can't hit your Hellfire over it. So now he's just going to go Wolf form and instantly break this, try to zone him. They finally pop a gen, which, obviously they have a few gens high progress actually, even with all this regression that he's been getting. Magic takes a hit and goes back to the 4 lane. Does he get the vault in time? He does. Oh, he gets his Lithe.
That's huge. I mean, this might be the point for them to possibly... Never mind. Turn it around a little bit. If that chase would have been a bit longer, maybe they could have put some additional progress onto those gens. Let's see if they get that last gen in time. Hardwell... Depending if that's going to be a pain.
And it was. Oh no. Oh, this is looking very good for Vikzz and not very good for Ariandel. This map, you're seeing a lot of the times you're seeing like 1 or 2 gens for like each stage, each maybe couple stages, and they've popped 1 gem for 3 separate stages, and he still has pop eruption. So, oh, and also he's getting rid of resources as well. Like he's not just getting quick chases and they're not using anything; they're getting rid of these pallets, and he's still getting chases downs very quickly. So FaZe is doing very well right now.
I'm so impressed, honestly. Early drop down, close to the catch of 2nd gen popping now. Swatter's trying to put up more time for his own team, charging the Hellfire. Open field, not easy to hit. We cancel that, the window, not doable. First hit for Swatter once again. Comp drop coming in on the pallet. We need more time for the survivors.
Yeah, this, like, once that pallet is down from that position, you're pretty much dead. Like, it's basically like running a Wesker on this tile. It's, with Wolf form is so versatile on a lot of things, and with Dracula, even on the things that you can't use Wolf on, you have Hellfire. So that's why I just love this killer. I love watching the chase, and FaZe playing this super well is making me really happy right now.
So entertaining. Also waiting for the eruption.
Yeah. He wants to make sure that his next down regresses this gen even more. And I think that it's getting close to its kick limit, actually. So I think maybe this eruption and 1 more kick, and I think it's out of regression events.
Which could be a saving grace for our survivors, but honestly, they need to crank up the focus on the objective a bit more. But essentially what it comes down to is how much time you can waste in chase. Well, FaZe is on it once again. Swatter is still being injured. The BT gonna... Base keep BT is gonna run out. Hit onto Swatter. Well, a 1 gen. At least the Magic's gen should pop, right?
Yeah, he should be able to pop it. He's already used Swatter's pain res.
Yeah.
I do not believe that Hardwell will pop his gen. Yeah, FaZe knows exactly where Hardwell is working on this gen. He goes straight to him, and Hardwell knows that he can't make it. So I believe he's going to just take the pop value, and then probably try to find someone else at this point. Oh no, he's just waiting for his eruption. He wants that minus 10%.
He's cool, calm, and collected. I like seeing that he takes his time on the eruption. He knows exactly what he got to focus on. I mean, the survivors as well, right? Them not popping the gen, them trying to play it safe, not giving FaZe anything for free, really. But it's still... FaZe is impressing me very much.
Yeah, he's playing this very well. Like, I can tell that his game sense is on point, and also his chases have been very good. So, like, he's getting so much pressure right now. Obviously, the serves are already at 2 gens, and it's a 3v1, but no, there's no one Deathlook yet. So he can't force a 2v1 and confirm 4k1. So this could be maybe a 4k0 if FaZe continues to play well and survivors are able to pump the gens quickly enough. If FaZe can find iPick and get that pain res as well, then I don't know if they can pop another gen.
iPick cannot be found, you're right. That would be, again, detrimental. Now getting the hook onto Hardwell. We already had a hook stage on him, so it's not another pain res. Question is, how do you maneuver yourself out of this? I guess you need to focus on the gens, try to maybe even double one to get out of the way, but then FaZe is gonna know where you're at, and you might get into that, I guess, strudel of having to save your friend, having to push generators, and having to reset, and trying not to get snowballed.
Yeah, honestly, in this position, I think iPick is probably the best chase option because, yeah, he may be the pain res, but he is healthy and also his first stage. So, but he's deciding to try to tunnel out Hardwell here, and he does have eruption on that main gen. iPick, if he got back on that gen by truck, which it seems he did, he's able to pop that. Now, if Hardwell can hold a chase, Lamagic should be able to pop main building, and they might be able to bring this back. And FaZe knows that, so he decides to leave. It is possible that he doesn't make this, though.
Oh,
I don't know how...
Be close one.
Oh, he doesn't make it! And now Hardwell instantly gets on the gate. iPick stealth so he doesn't get that extra fresh hook. And Lamagic is in chase. FaZe trying to look for iPick, I'm assuming, or at least interrupt the gate.
And it's also so interesting. Oh, a lot of progress on the gate. He's trying to get there in time, but this might just end up being a 3 out. The pump against the tires. iPick getting another hit, but you know, it's not going to be another one. And this is impressive, right? His start was like picture perfect for FaZe, but then the survivors were actually able to turn this around because while we had FaZe being on point and knowing when and where what was happening, they still managed to get enough progress on all of these gens, so they were able, in time, to pop them out one by one.
Yeah, I'll be completely honest with you. Agitation instead of pop. Everything else the same, just agitation instead, which is a very good choice actually. Pop is not what it used to be, and this map is very big, so hook location is a very important factor. And already finding someone very quickly, and already an injure as well, maybe a down. Oh, and his end dodges it, and I believe makes this main pallet. I doubt he's going to be able to do much on it because this is a very weak pallet. Oh, already a doubt. This is already looking better for Ariandel. Like, FaZe had a very quick first chase, but he took a little bit to find people. This was pretty much immediately.
Yeah, the survivors of Ariandel, they did a really good job at hiding it out, essentially, and leaving the gens early enough for FaZe to have to actually actively look for them. Now with the first hook stage coming out so quickly, Bubble might already have a better start.
Yeah, and he's already, like, he doesn't have to focus on using his pop, so he can just try to go around the map and spreading as much eruption as he can. And now he already is interrupting 3 survivors. You see Zydru on the ace, obviously Nizan being the tunnel out, and Daimao also being the one who saved and FTP'd. So there's only one person working on gens at the moment. Well, now 2, but he's in chase with a second person. And he goes down. And that's also eruption. And I just realized that Bubo didn't actually get to use his first pain res. So now if he's able to find Nizan later and he hooks them, then he's able to get that pain res then too. And maybe they won't expect it. Who knows?
Oh, just in time with the pain res on Jiggy's gen. That's huge, actually. And
that's actually huge agitation value as well.
Oh, absolutely. I think because of him bringing the agitation as well, not going for the pain res in the first one was a conscious choice. Jiggy getting that hit, no, he wanted to dodge that one, but oh well. Injured chase it is now. Bubble trying to catch up, vaulting over the window. Well, Jiggy makes his way over to Nurse pallet, but this is going to be a 50-50. Maybe we're going to leave this one, but Bubble trying to go with the main games, but where did you go? On the outside. That's not a vault you can make, so another down coming in. Daimao still being injured. They're trying to pop Nazan's gen while completing the reset. They need this gen. Desperately.
Yeah, they really do. And I believe they do make it. Yes, they do. Okay, that's actually very big. Their other highest progress gen was about 50%, and now it's down to about 30-ish. So they don't have much gen progress, but at least that's, you know, a pain res out of the way, so it's not going to maybe cost them a gen later on. And Bubo is very lucky that Jiggy decided to not lock in and run him for the next 5 generators. So good, thank you, Jiggy, for giving us a better competition.
Huge shout out to Jiggy. Nathan now trying to live up of the same reputation. Like getting the first hit, maybe making the window, but it's not a fast vault, so there you go. Now making his way over towards the shag, though. Oh, that low catching up to the point towards the window. Pallet drop comes in handy, vaulting over it, but doesn't get the vault back. Now you're injured in close proximity to the killer. Let's see how much longer you can go, but the way this is going, with another pallet as resources, a second gen has to pop.
Yeah, and it looks like, yes, it does. It does just in time before the down comes out. Now, Bubo did really well in the shack there, and he goes down. But Bubo, like I was saying, Bubo did really well in shack there, blocks the window, and then forces Nezan to drop the pallet and then vault it, and then he breaks the pallet on the same side, so they literally can't go anywhere. So it was a free zone, and now he gets the pain res. So there's another gen across the map that is decently high progress.
Always aware. Let's see how he's going to play this. Already finds another chase. This is a distinct difference from Phase's trial. Bubble doesn't have any problem finding these survivors and starting chases, trying to interrupt them from getting progress onto their objective. But he also knows, like you've mentioned, another gen is going to have progress. You need to keep in mind the map pressure, and with him going for all of these different survivors and these fresh hooks, these gens are going to start running at some point.
Yeah, now he's... Now, Daimao is also FTP'd once again, so now he's already been hooked, so now he's going to be second stage, and obviously he's injured, so, and even if Bubo just downs him instantly, okay, never mind. I thought that would be a bit of a longer chase because he had this pallet still down, but very good chase from Bubo, because now he has 2 death hook, and he can probably get one of them out of the trial in time before all the gens pop, and might be able to get both of them. Now he's hooked everyone except for Zydru, which means that if he commits for Zydru, then I believe, if I'm not mistaken, he has 4 stages across Daimao and Nezen, and 1 across Jiggy. So that means if he hooks Zydru, then that is a win for Ariandel. That would be 6 stages, 4 fresh.
If he gets 1 player out, and then all the gens pop and the 3-man out, that would mark a tie. But we are so close to them possibly taking it over Vikzz in the first set.
Yeah, this is like they're still at 2 gens too, and he's in chase with a death hook survivor, and like there isn't really any helping that you can do. So this is going to be looking like it's going to be a 3v1 at 2 gens left. Comes up with the live, and then, ooh, dodges the Hellfire. Very nice, Daimao. He's known in the scene as Dai Meow, so he's trying to make his fans proud. Unfortunately, can't dodge the wolf there. So now
trying to get those head pats.
yeah, exactly. He's a big fan of doggos. That's why he didn't want to have a super long chase.
Let's see if Nathan can get an even longer chase then. We have some more progress on this gen. Cider has to leave it though, which is unfortunate. When we look at Jiggy's gen, doesn't have a lot of progress. So Bubble now is a bit more free in the way he's going to play this, because even if these 2 gens pop, these survivors are on the task now to get everyone out of the trial.
Yeah, and I don't know if you noticed, but when we switched over to Zydru's POV, you saw him shining his flashlight and walking away. Now, that wasn't a form of BM. Champion of Light and Self-Awareness, sorry, it's fixated now, my apologies. They increase your walking speed while holding a flashlight, and it's pretty much running speed. So you can essentially run away without leaving any scratch marks behind. So it's a very good way to stealth the Dracula's bat form, because Dracula's bat can't see survivors. He can only see scratch marks. So they're trying to play the ultimate stealth mode right now. Which they kind of need to. Like, this is very easily losable for them at the moment.
I was gonna say, they need to be calm and collected, but most of all, very careful. Nazan with a lot of progress on his gen, but given the speed of our killer here, he might be able to interrupt this one once again.
And it looks like, yeah, Bubo actually has a 3 gen here, so I don't think he cares about that gen where Nazan just popped it at all. So he just wants to try to hold these gens, and with Eruption and this killer in a 3v1, that's very doable. They don't have many resources left in this area. A lot of the chases were taken here throughout the game, which means that they're going to have to play this extremely patiently if they want to be able to get all of them out here.
Do you think chances are looking good that they're gonna tie this one?
It's possible. I do think it's possible with this 3-gen and Nizang getting hit that quickly, and with Eruption on the only 2 gens with progress, this is looking as if though it's in Bubo's favor right now. Maybe Casper's Curse will prove me wrong though.
So we can blame you. Let's go.
Yeah. I'll be the one to blame if Ariandel loses. By the way, just so you know, guys.
Doubling this one now.
They're doubling this gen trying to pop it. I don't know if they make it though, because I think Dracula can traverse so quickly. I think he gets here in time.
But I don't think it matters anymore. Nazan being out of the trial marks our 7th hook stage, and even with the last gen popping, this set has been decided in favor of Ariandel. And I have to say, Vikzz did put up a great fight, but look at Bobo. He's playing now as he's freed from all of his... Oh, close one, nice dodge. But I think this is even going to be a 4K0.
Yeah, this was what I was expecting from FaZe with the start he had, and then Bubo just has an even better start. Like, if you wanted to make me look dumb, Bubo, you could have just said so. I would have made that happen. A very good result for Bubo though. It is a very good result. Obviously, he smashes the win condition, but it's still a good result nonetheless.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I'm excited to see what's going to result of this, because for the Dark Lord, you know, we've talked about these teams prior to this, and Ariandel being the one who might have a heads up just because they know how to play together, or they had more experience playing together, and that might also be something that showed here, because on the Survivor side, they were able to have FaZe in need of actively looking for the survivors, right? I think that was one of the distinct differences between FaZe and Bubble.
100%. Yeah, this map is like really big, which means that you're going to have like a lot of chances to try to stealth, because obviously you don't want to be found in a bad location, because there isn't, like, the map is just so spread out, there aren't many resources around. So Ariandel did a very good strategy of trying to stealth at the very start, because this killer, very high chase pressure, but obviously you can't see people. He gets somewhat of a 4-gen top side. Now, not as good, because his gens are corrupted, but still very good. This is looking excellent for him. And also, he has a classic Plague build with Corrupt to stop the early gens, Painraz, Eruption, obvious combo, and then Thana, because it's very easy to get survivors infected, and once they get infected, they get injured. So if you can get all 4 injured, you get a minus 20% progression speed on all generators, cleansing totems, and I don't think it affects exit gates. But already getting injured, well, getting infected, sorry, and will be injured very soon, trying to just play check spots on this jungle gym. Ooh, ping. We like to see it. Bubo's trying to pull out that Russian ping for a second. But you were saying?
Relying on that ping. Okay, for one, judging by the quick restart, I'm assuming the builds haven't changed yet. So just keep in mind that players could now be aware of the other side's perks, of the perk builds. Also, I could possibly argue that this start has already been better for Bubble because of the early infection, and now finding Dog as well. And getting a second infection? I think this is even better than the first one, no?
Oh yeah, this is already going much better. I think maybe they were stealthing a bit more because obviously they had the ping issue, but Bubo getting 2 very quick infections, and then like his corrupt isn't even over yet. It's about to be, but it's not fully over, and he already has 2 infections and is in chase with someone very shortly. And now he's going to get his corrupt purge and try, I'm guessing, to get a very quick down. Now he has the yellow apple, which gives you an extra pool of devotion, So you get your Corrupt Purge an extra time. So just in case the survivors don't cleanse, you at least get a second chance to use your power. And also, he's using the Seal, which increases duration of infection on, well, objects. So now that's actually really good for him, because if he kicks a Jinn and it starts regressing, and he then infects it, if a non-infected survivor goes to touch it, they either get infected or they have to wait even longer for the Jinn to regress.
Which in turn for the survivors means, oh, you're going to be injured for a long time, and then your Corrupt Purge is going to hurt that much more. First injury coming out with no generator popping yet, and look at that. I think the furthest progressed gen is only at half.
Yeah, it's only at 50%, and it's on the other side of the map too.
Yeah.
So, like, and also he's in chase with the other injured survivor, and it may be on Shaq, but he does have Corrupt Purge. So, never mind. He decides to leave that. This gen did get
busy.
This gen did get regressed, and he already picks up his second Corrupt Purge. Now, I don't know if he's going to decide to try to chase Doc or just make sure that Zydru hits second stage so they can get a quicker tunnel out. He might try a little bit of both, actually, from the looks of it.
They're so close together. He's gonna be able to keep them both busy, but not sure if you can completely go for this. Cameron now completing the first gen. That's put a little bit more pressure, but Cider is getting closer and closer to the second stage. If you send a full health survivor over there, you're going to get injured. Especially with the Corrupt Purge, it's very well going to be a trade, if not even a double down. Not sure if it's worth it trying to prevent the second stage. You have to have a full life survivor rotating in, which is going to be Karma, who just completed their gen, trying to get it in time. A hit coming out, not in time. He gets it, but like predicted, will be a trade. Xaidu, however, does get away.
Yeah, they traded the very last second, so he waited all that time, a full 69 seconds, waiting for him to hit second stage, and doesn't even get it. And he does get another pain res, but now this Jin at Shaq is got quite a few regression events already, and now he has to wait for. Never mind, they already have pulled, but they had to wait so much longer to finally get a tunnel out too.
Oh, dog in chase, trying not to chase a pellet too early, dropping it now. Ping makes these decisions.
Ooh!
What?
That French ping coming out. Doc, I see you. Put this in the YouTube video.
Yes, please.
This is going to be in another ping compilation soon.
Oh, not this one though. That's a clean hit onto Doc. Second down coming in.
He felt Bubo got robbed, so he decided to give it to him. Decides, I believe, not to use a pain res. Yeah, he decides not to use a pain res and just take the normal hook. I'm guessing deeper into the map so that he can try to keep him from making topside a little bit easier.
Interesting thing to point out here is that they've got 3 fresh hooks for now. So, not even close to any tunnel outs. Are you expecting to get a 4K? So, fresh hooks could technically come into play. Are you trying to get all of these win conditions in line for your team? Or did the survivors just not give you any opportunity to go for the tunnel out?
Well, it seems that Bubo is nodding and agreeing with you. So maybe he can hear you, but I think he's trying to just make sure that he gets these fresh hooks, because that can be a really big factor. Yeah. Where compared to, if you get 5 stages across both games, 5 stages 3 fresh or 5 stages 4 fresh compared to 5 stages 2 fresh is a big difference. So I think he's trying to just make sure that he gets as many fresh hooks as possible. Or maybe Vikzz are trying to give him the fresh hook so he can't get a tunnel out.
Talking about hook stages though, Doc getting into second stage. Karma not being able to go in for the rescue, and everyone else being injured. Doesn't look too great. Now spotting another survivor on the shack. Third generator popping, however. Survivors are still on their objective, but it doesn't seem like Bubble wants to give Dog away anymore.
Yeah, they're in a very risky spot, because the only person who can safely save is Karma. And as soon as Karma gets injured, they have a minus 20% progression speed because of Thanatophobia. And all the gens topside are completed, which means that they could send 1 or 2 topside to try to cleanse, so that Bubo can't use his power without going super far away, and they negate Thanatophobia. So that's probably going to be their play. Or maybe they're just going to let Doc die on hook and try to play the 3v1. Then they don't have to worry about the full 4 stacks of Thana because he can't get them.
I mean, yeah, just say goodbye to Doc. I think his fate has been sealed. A 4th generator coming out now, though, is upping the pressure on Bubble. Still one survivor being at check. We did put some more pressure on this one. But Xaidu... I'm not sure if he's gonna make that window ping. It's not on Bubble's side, however, so let's see how long he can keep going. If there's another filler across, he does have to interrupt the other generator to stay alive and keep the chase going. First blood loss coming in as well. Karma also not injured, which tells you they're probably doubling again.
Yeah, they're likely trying to stack. Yeah, I assume so. Shack, because it's really close on its regression event limit. So Bubo decides to take that pallet and just leave. So Xaidu had a pretty decent chase there, and thankfully Karma's not fully infected, so he doesn't go down instantly, but he does take an M1. He's going to get infected anyway, so he at least gets a speed boost from that. It was live plus the hit speed, so he was able to make it very far very quickly.
Important, but, well, Bubble doesn't necessarily care. There's another injured survivor in front of him. Laser now taking over for Karma, but Bubble doesn't bite the bait. Going back towards Shaq immediately, knowing that this is the survivor's objectives. And at this point, I mean, you're trying to keep him busy, but you have to start pressuring your second gen, right?
Yeah, they're already pressuring another gen. I believe they're progressing the gen on the other side, away from where the chase is being taken. And Xaidu in VC right now, guys, I'm too tap. Guys, I'm too tap.
Classic callouts.
Yeah, that's that's the NA callouts at least. I should know. I am an NA player after all.
You know. All right, second stage. You're excited.
Listen, I don't want people to start hating me, so I'm not going to speak on this. Anyway, so now he's got a hook in the middle of his. Listen, I never said that. Now he's got a hook in the middle of his 3-gen, and although Shaq is decently high progressed, it's now regressing, and I think Karma is the last fresh hook. I believe everyone else has been hooked. I know Xaidu has. Yep. He is now death hook, and I think Nizan was the first hook. Like the first hook in the game. So, yeah, I believe Karma is his last pain res because he didn't use Doc's pain res, and then Doc died on hook, so now he's never going to be able to get it. So this is very upsetting to me. We'll never see all 4 tokens gone.
Well, womp. It's going to be very... Listen, if you're fan favorite, I have to take a different role, right?
Yeah, you're becoming the Mojo Jojo of DBDLeague.
Wow. You don't even know what to say to this. Speechless.
Hey, that's usually what I do. I'm a big yapper, as you can tell. Now, Bubo, I'm guessing he's just trying to wait for them to make a mistake and wait for these 2 gens to regress, because I don't think he thinks that gen on the other side is very high progress yet. So I think he's just trying to play this patiently, and it's not very high progress, but I believe they might be stacking it while Xaidu holds a chase.
Sorry, I was scared for a second that this might hit, but Bubo's hanging on.
Yeah, Bubo is like really trusting in his ping right now. He's doing his best. I respect it.
I mean, we have seen him hit those pokos before, so.
Yeah. Hey, maybe him hitting one will win him the game. Maybe it will become 4K1 because of that. So he's got to just send it.
Yeah, no, you're gonna get found, Karma. I know we love Edge Map ending, but this is a Z1 and it won't save you from your demise. Karma on the ground. The last fresh hook survivor getting found. But the generators, I mean, slowly but surely they will get more progress, but with the pain coming in now, I don't know if flightless.
Yeah, I believe Zadru's gen is going to get pain resed. I don't think Shaq was high enough progress, but they aren't both being progressed, and they're both getting close to their regression limits. So, but now the thing is, Zadru is in chase and doesn't have a pallet at all. Never mind. I believe it was Shaq that got pain res, because I don't know if you noticed that, but when he pain resed, you could hear the little like bong sound, which means that it's a gen with high regression limit already. So I believe it may have been Shaq that got pain resed.
Well, that could be a deal breaker, but we see Karma working on a gen that's half-ish, and Xandra's now leaving the trial. You got 2 survivors left. You got 3 hook stages left to accumulate for a bubble. You're gonna get found. You're trying to leave the side with the 3 gen. Obvious choice, but being only 2 survivors, having to break a 3 gen, this seems... I'm not going to say impossible, but you are playing against Bubble, and Bubble has just found your teammate, so...
But I mean, maybe Karma can pull a Spitz. Never mind. He decides to leave the Z wall. Okay, so I see. You're scared. Oh, he finds another one. Okay, and he does not live up to his idol's reputation of being able to run a killer on a Z wall for ages.
Spitz disapproves.
Yeah, he's going to challenge you to he's going to put the line on you. That's what he's going to do. Karma, do not meet Spitz in the gates. He will line you. For those of you who don't know, that's just him teabagging at the exit gate.
Which is friendly conversation being made and not BM. Keep that in mind.
He's being nice.
Yeah, like Bubble, trying to give Karma another break, you know, just get the breath of fresh air, just have a break for now. Oh! Karma back up and standing though. Not quite over it just yet.
Yeah, now Bubo is complaining about survivors being on a third-party app called Discord, telling each other where they are and what to do. And Bubo, there we go. There, finally, he gets the last pixel hit through a window. And as soon as Zydru died, there was no chance that they could come back from this. The gens were too low progress, and he has eruption, and there it is. There's the Russian ping we've been waiting for.
I was gonna say, now we get the ping, now that the trial's basically been over. Nathan on the ground, Karma on the second hook stage. I mean, as soon as we saw Karma standing up, because on our tier 3 killers, Unbreakable is banned, so he immediately knew both survivors had to have been in the corner. No one working on the gens. You disregard them, you try to get both of these survivors, and that marks the 4K1 for Bubble on the Plague. Let's go.
Now, this isn't a super uncommon result for Plague, because you see it a lot where obviously like Plague is one of those killers you can't really make mistakes. Like you get punished really heavily for them. So if you do make those mistakes, you're in a really bad position, and it's human to make mistakes. So 4K1 is not that uncommon, but it is also not a very easy win condition to beat. So hopefully Vikzz can either tie it and make it 1-0. It's coming true somewhat. It is Doc on the killer. I did call that. But I didn't expect him not running Thana. He's actually running Bamboozle instead. And I think that that's actually a pretty decent choice, because you can try to outplay main building a little bit more and Shaq. And those are two of the biggest time waste on this map.
Talking about time wasting, Bubble, the first one on the task, trying to waste as much time as possible. Wolf Dog now trying to dodge the Wild Purge, but now trying to not get infected also costs the distance between you and the killer getting the first window, but also the first hit, and as you've mentioned, first Corrupt Purge and the Bamboozle closing up main building. It's one of the strongest loops in the game, but now, not anymore.
Yeah, now Bubo literally cannot use this pretty much at all. the only chance he has is trying to run to position and hoping Doc misses his Corrupt Purge, but this could be a really fast down. Unless maybe Bubo is able to dodge and get the stun here. It is possible. He's not going to be able to, he's not going to get it. Dirty crouch tech abuser. Okay, Bubo. I had respect for you before this game.
Oh.
Oh.
You give back your friendship bracelet.
Well, hey, it's okay, because Bubo just earned me $10 from every single person here. So thank you, Bubo. I forgive you. I forgive you for abusing this tech.
Oh. I mean, it also goes to show Bubo's experience. It was really... even dodging 2 of these purges was really nice. Now, being on the hook, though, you gave them their first Painers, which got a point to Shaka, I believe. 2 more gens, 2 individual more further gens have been progressed, though. Excise and Hardware working on those. And Doc still rotating back, trying to protect his hook, as well as the gens on top side.
Yeah, they pull that super quickly because Doc really committed towards bottom side, trying to get a little bit info on the survivors. So they had just a free pull. They didn't even get injured for it. The only thing he gets is an infection. And now Swatter has this pallet and main building to work with no Corrupt Purge anymore. So they were in a really bad position, and I think they've kind of come back from that already. Especially the fact that Swatter's able to play with Bubo now and hopefully try to prevent the tunnel out.
Oh, second gen done. Upping the pressure just a little bit. But as long as you get 1 survivor out before it's coming down to your 3-gen play, there's still everything possible for Doc, technically.
Yeah, Bubo has some dirty connections here. He has a jungle gym straight into a pallet gym, so Doc's just trying to maybe bloodlust this. Never mind, he decides to break. It is mind gameable, but you can terror radius read, so it is difficult to mind game a pallet gym. But he decides to just break and leave and protect his, I believe it's a 4-gen on top side.
Maybe for everyone not so familiar with the term, what exactly is terror radius reading?
So the closer you are to the killer, the louder the terror radius gets, and the music also changes a little bit. So the closer the killer gets, if you can hear it getting louder and the tune of it getting different, then you can tell that the killer is getting closer to you. So if you're holding a check spot and you can't see the killer, you can use terror radius to try to kind of tell the distance, and based on how the tile looks, you can use that distance to determine where the killer is, so that you don't get mind gamed on things. It's used a lot on things like pallet gyms or even jungle gyms.
And it's one of those little niche things that, especially in comp, can make or break things.
Ooh, does he pop this? Oh, he does pop it. Wasn't a pain res. That is actually. I mean, he still has kind of a 3-gen, but that gen was probably the one to protect because now even his 3-gen is split. Like he's got 2 gens on the other side of the main, which for those of you who don't know, that is referred to as 11, and main is 12, and the call out system, and then the other gen by water tower, and he gets stunned. Wait,
Immediately.
Did he have Corrupt Purge?
I believe so. Well, he had it.
Well, yeah, he doesn't need more for sure.
Really nice one. Another cleanse coming out, and now we got up repair speed on Hardwell, trying to get that last generator out of the game. Technically, you could even try to ignore Swatter being on the hook if you're fast enough on pushing that last gen, but if Doc catches up to it, he has to leave the hook, try to interrupt that gen, but that marks perfect point in time for the hovering survivor to kind of get the save out of the way. This is a terrible spot for Doc to be in.
Oh, he's in a really bad spot right now because Hardwell is progressing his generator on the other side of the map. It is extremely close. I don't even know if Doc makes it. He decides to leave and try to pressure this. I don't know if he makes it in time. I don't know how far it is. He does make it. Okay, very, very good timing from Doc. But if he left that hook, oh, he just swings through and gets the free hit. That's very nice. He gets hit, drops a pallet, and is now zoned. So I think this will... Never mind, he has a rock pallet here.
You think it would have been a miss if he didn't go to pull the pellet, because it did pull him back just a bit.
Maybe. It was pretty close. And someone just full sent it for the gen. So they pop it. And yeah. See, Doc, you should have just brought Ruin or something, okay, buddy? You needed that gen regression.
Well, gen regression didn't come in exactly. I have to argue that Bamboozle maybe didn't bring as much value as he would have had to win over this trial. But nevertheless, the 5th gen being popped marks a 2nd point. Oh, that means we are moving up to our match points. They're doing a pretty good job on Team Ariandel.
Yeah, their chases obviously are good, but so are Team Vikzz. But their 4v1 play is really good. Like, the fact that they had 2 people splitting those gens and knowing that they could do them safely, like, really, really helped them. The fact that they were able to pop that hill gen and the hook that he got next to it wasn't even a pain res, pretty much spelled the loss for Doc, because that 3 gen was unholdable. And then right after that, he loses his power by getting stunned on main. So
yeah,
the combination of that, there was absolutely no way that Doc could have come back from it.
yeah, it was detrimental.
And now he's just trying to mind game my goat Bubo. And I see now, Bubo. You brought Urban Evasion to abuse this broken bug. Okay, buddy.
I have one question for you. How much of a role did RNG play in this one? Was it partially RNG's fault?
Somewhat. I think if he had Thena, he would have been in a much better position. But at the same time, like, Bamboozle got hit.
Though.
Yeah, but Bamboozle gave him like a really quick down at the beginning. So
True.
maybe Thena overall would have been more worth it, but I don't know, because maybe they would have had a longer chase, for example. But I think maybe if he was able to get that pain res, then possibly he could have held this 3 gen and maybe gotten the 4K1 from that, because he had a hook right next to the highest progress gen, and the other 2 gens had no progress on them. And now Doc is getting the Mori so that he can BM a little.
Just a little kiss in red, right?
It's lipstick. It's lipstick. Don't worry.
It's a cute little lipstick. I mean, okay, I have to say, Ariandel is shining in these past trials. By no means is Vikzz putting up a bad performance or like one that sticks out. Surprise! We're already back again into trial number 5. Doc coming out on the killer and immediately finding Bubble once again. Is a deja vu? Oh, we've been in this place before. Bubble on the ground, early first down. Good start for Doc.
Yeah, this is very good. And not only did he get that quick down, now he sees scratch marks of another survivor, so he knows where at least 2 people are. One's on his shoulder, and the other's by Shaq. So, and you have probably the most classic comp tower nurse build at the moment, with Ruin Undying, classic. Try to get that Ruin regression in the 3v1. That's going to be very big. And then Eruption is a little bit of a backup. Then you got the Undetectable add-on, which means anytime you hit a survivor with your blink attack, you gain undetectable status for 25 seconds. And also the Mangled add-on, which means that if you hit survivor with your blink, they get mangled, which means that the next heal they have will be a bit slower. It seems they already have found both his totems, so I think he might be losing Ruin and Undying right now. Never mind. Swatter decides to... Oh, he misses the swing. Maybe he had his monitor off for a second.
Listen, maybe something was on the ground trying to pick it up. It happens.
Yeah.
And the swing and the miss is nothing to be ashamed about. And I think Doc might be able to make it up, but we're Edge map ending once again. Bubble on the chase, trying to not get the second down too quickly, but with no resources. Well, it is going to be a fast second down. However, Bubble is already come down to only one perk that's going to help him throughout this trial. It's going to be Eruption, but I don't think we've seen him pop any gen for now. Who did pop a gen though? Are these survivors?
Yeah, they popped a gen top side. Now, I believe that may have been doubled. I think one started it and then the other rotated to help them with that gen. And now he doesn't have like the classic 3 gen on comp tower towards main building, but he does have pretty good gen split now. And never mind, they did not double that gen. They have 2 gens popping.
Important. I mean, you could complement their gen speed, which it is to be complemented, but already 2 stages and 1 survivor, you need those 2 gens. So it's still not in the worst spot for Doc. The survivors need to keep it up and possibly need to get Bubble off of hook, because having 3 survivors on 3 gens left, that's not a situation you want to be in. Swats are now taking the first hit. He's going to take the trade as well. Rescue coming in. Swats on the ground, but to not be mistaken, Doc is going to go for the tunnel out. So now the survivors are on the task of getting Sweater off the ground and keeping Bubble alive somehow.
Yeah, Bubble reads him trying to just blink through the wall and get an instant tap on him. And he lies all the way to the other side of the map. So now Doc has uses Blink to catch up, then uses Blink to down. So, like, it's very good double back there. Messes Doc up completely, and never mind, he runs back into him. So maybe, if Bubo had run a bit more mid map, he could have wasted a lot of time from Doc, but it would have been a bad death position. Meaning Doc would have been able to pressure the gens more quickly. It looks like they might pop the bottom side 3 gen.
Survivors being organized, so yeah.
Yeah, they're caring less about pumping out as many gens as they can by splitting a bunch, but they're really focusing on trying to get certain gens done. Because they do not want to be in a 3 gen against a killer that can have 10-second chases.
Also, if we're looking at Nurse, we have to keep in mind these teams are going to take turns on who plays killer and who plays survivor, right? And the Nurse is a killer that you expect to get a really good result. You expect them, honestly, to get a 4K at some point. So focusing on getting one generator after another out of the way, which is our first win condition, is so important. Getting all of these done and then maybe even an out would already be a great result for them. So focusing on that as well, also the right thing to do at this point.
Yeah, like 4K1 is extremely common for Nurse. Like, it is probably the most common Nurse result. And now we see the classic Nurse strategy where you try to tunnel out one survivor and then you just try to slug the other 3. Because hooking takes too much time and he does not have a 3 gen to hold, so there's no reason to actually hook Hardwell because there's no good hook position for him. He has 2 gens on the other side of the map.
We did already see the Unbreakable use as well, so and second survivor will have to rotate over to pick him up. So now we know the position of all 3 of them. Swatter getting it down though. We're managing a Hardwell's position, somewhat known however. Question is, are you gonna go for the reset or are you gonna decide to go for the gen?
Yeah, Bubo, not Bubo. Doc decides to just instantly hook because Swatter was the only person to have saved. Now, unless Bubo was Deli, we know that Swatter is Deli, but Doc can only guess. And he's assuming that Swatter is Deli, so he's just trying to get that out of the way so that he doesn't have to worry about it later on. Maybe he has a chance to get a good hook and it doesn't matter because of Deli. So goes ahead and gets it out of the way, and then instantly finds Hardwell. Now Hardwell going to take him all the way to edge map, as far as he can, away from everybody, and never mind, just goes down instantly.
That could also be another fresh. right now not worrying too much about the other survivors possibly also doubling again. They're not gonna go for the reset on Swatter because, well, obviously he's broken, so he cannot be healed right now. But the magic being close. But you just don't know how
Dog
close you
buddy,
were. That was
dog buddy,
almost a
look
heart.
behind you.
Oh no!
Dog didn't take my advice before this game. Put eyes in the back of your head. Oh, that would have been so big. I think that Swatter may have popped that bottom side gen, but I don't. I think he could have gotten it down on the magic, and then probably just slugged Swatter afterwards, and that would have likely been a 4K0. And now we see.
Interesting. Yeah.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Interestingly enough, like you've mentioned before, you're now trying to keep all the survivors busy. When you have a slug, you don't really need to hook the one person and try to go for the next one. Then the survivors are already split again on their objectives right now. With all three of them up and standing, I'd argue that this is a potential situation where the survivors could really shift this once again. However, Hardwell focusing on the gen swatter as well. They're trying to get this last generator out by doubling. The magic once again hiding and is so close to Dog. Oh, if he's going to watch the VODs, he's going to be so mad.
I know he's sitting there thinking, where is he? Where is he at? And now he's going to watch back this VOD. He's going to see that, oh, he was there this whole time. And he's gonna feel so bad about himself. And they popped that last gen. Now those gens were very split. I didn't expect Doc to be able to hold them, but I thought maybe he'd have a couple more stages for it than he does now. So this is looking like guaranteed outs. This may even be a 3 out. This might be 5 stages.
This is possibly really going to be the 5 stages. I'm not shocked, but it's not the expected result on Nurse, let's be honest. And your team is down to 0 right now. They're resetting once again, so they're not on the exit gates for now, but as soon as everyone's full health, you can also start to take hits. We are looking at those gates. One has already been opened. I don't think he's going to get any more hook stages out of this, honestly. So this is going to be, in turn, a really hard task for Vikzz survivors. Oh, good morning.
Blinding your teammates. That's a -2. So now Vikz's win condition is a 4K2. So now they can win this. This is what you get for blinding your teammate, buddy. Very, very well played from Ariandel. They did, like, obviously you just can't have good chases versus Nurse. Like, they had decent chases for Nurse chases, but you just can't have really good chases. And they did all the right gens. They did them at the right times and in the right order. So, and obviously Doc lost his corrupt immediately with that really very quick down. And then his Rune Undying went shortly after that. So he was left at 1 perk pretty much from the start of the game.
Yep. I'm really impressed. I'm really impressed by the survivors, however. Not to only put blame on Doc, but to highlight the excellence that the survivors of Team Ariandel bring. Once again, trial number 6, Ariandel being up 2-0, and the Fallen Art now trying to close it off in a 3-0. These survivors are on one task, and it's going to be one steep win condition, Flightless.
Oh yeah, Ariandel survivor side got a really good result versus Team Vikz's Nurse, and now Team Vikzz have to beat that result. They're going to have to get an amazing result, like really amazing result, to be able to beat that. And versus Fallen Art Nurse, that's not easy at all. Especially with this build, a much different approach. It's got Eruption, like pretty much every killer brings nowadays, with Pop, so that you get a little bit of like base regression, and then Dying Light for a little bit of slowdown. And then hopefully his Tunnel Out is not the obsession.
Oh, first one being found is Jiggy, and we're going on the ground.
Guys, I'm too top. Guys, I'm too top.
Well, I do want to say it, but someone, I'm not going to mention any names, got to top. However, first gen being done in time as well. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I mean, this is a pretty decent start for Team Vikzz, because yeah, the chase obviously was super quick, but the position of the chase was pretty good for them. It was on the opposite side of the map from where and already getting hit. Does he just commit this, trying to take fresh state? Yes, he does.
I mean, honestly,
guessing-
you got 3 survivors busy right now. Jiggy's got rescued already. He got a fast hit onto Karma. This is not bad.
Yeah, it's not looking terrible for Team Vikzz, but it's also like just keeping in mind the win condition. Like, they're gonna have to keep this up the whole time. Like, they can't slip up at all. And already he's finding someone else. He just saw their little feetsies behind the wall.
Fallen out, living up to his reputation. Another first hit coming onto Doc. Trying to get that 3rd fresh hook in a row. Well, I'm not trying to predict anything here. Playing it with patience, knows where the edge map Andy is ending, and there we go once again. A fast down.
Yeah, it's already the 3rd hook, and that's 3 stacks of Dying Light too, so the gens are a little bit slower. And there's 2 people occupied at the moment. One's being healed and the other is healing. So there's only 1 person on gens right now. And we're already so close to the win condition. And
okay, that hits. Sure it does.
Deliverance comes through, but it doesn't really matter. Like, this is your 4th fresh as well.
With the pressure being applied as well. 3 survivors being injured. Sure, 1 cannot be healed right now, hugging the hill over there. Damao on the ground. Last fresher out of the way.
Yeah, I saw Damao. He was running into that rock a little bit, so I think he blinded himself with the firecracker, and just tried to full predict where Fallen Art would be. Already 4 hooks at 4 gens. So this is much better for Team Ariandel than it is for Team Vikzz.
Keeping in mind, you need outs on Nurse.
Yeah, you're like, okay, I'm gonna be a little pessimistic here, but I don't think this is possible. I don't think this is winnable at this point. But maybe if they can somehow have an amazing chase, which it is Jiggy and Chase, it is possible. Fallen Art's about to get egoed.
Can't you see? The
Jiggy
grass
let me
is
down.
so hypnotizing.
Jiggy's let me down. Buddy, I know you can do it. Come on. A very quick down. It's right. I'm pretty sure this is like the only gem with progress as well at the moment, with 4 stacks of Dying Light, and
well, it's only 1 more hook to already mark this trial as a dominant win. So 1 more to go. Daimao getting the first hit. This chase already makes or breaks our match point. Found out on the task. It's an edge map situation. 1 rock to fulfill everyone's dreams, but oh no. Daimao going on the ground. The pickup having a little problem here and there, but for Found Out, he's known for his blinks, not for the pickup. So once this survivor goes on hook, that already marks a dominant first win of our matchup. The Fallen Out. Listen, I'm impressed. Come on.
yeah, he's played this really well. Like, and he did get lucky at times. Like, the fact that he saw Doc rotating on that 4 lane, going for the pool on the hill. Like, the fact that he found him so quickly. 1, that's another fresh hook. 2, that's another pop. 3, it's another Dying Light stack. And 4, it forces someone to go for the save. So, that's less gem pressure. With this, like, low of a win condition. From that alone, and the fact that he was just able to find players so easily, like, it's just textbook Nurse. And
It's
like,
so
even
impressive to see.
yeah, even now with him going for fresh hooks and this still being a 4v1, this is looking like it's going to be maybe a 4K0 at this point. At worst.
Worse, yeah. I'm so excited to see though how Fallout is going to play this out. I mean, they continue to play this. Usually, you can also take it as a scrim, or you go for 1v1s. We've seen both of these things happen, but I'm curious to see how fast he's going to be able to close this out. Because judging by these first couple of hooks coming in this quickly, oh, first time Karma avoiding that hit after being fouled very quickly. So there's some progress, but. I'm very impressed by Fortnite. I believe he is known for his nurse though, so
yeah, he's a very good nurse player.
Yeah.
I was hoping to see Excise Nurse though. I wanna see Excise Nurse in the next compilation he uploads in maybe a year time.
Once again, a clean prediction. You got two choices: go around the loop or try to back up. And the prediction coming in clearly once again. Karma into the second stage. Do you think all generators are gonna be popped?
I honestly don't think so, because he has Pop Eruption, he has a 3-gen, and he has 6 stacks of Dying Light in a 3v1. So I don't think that they can pop all these gens. This might even be 4K2 if Falnart tries to play for it. But I think maybe he's like, I've got my win condition, I'm set to go. So I can just sit back and chill.
You can just breathe now. I mean, honestly, maybe coming back to the format for now, since currently we're not in some elimination bracket, but we are in a group stage setting, this doesn't mark the end for Vikzz at all, right? It is a great start and a perfect start with a 3-0 for Ariandel, but just to remind everyone once again, currently a group stage setting with 10 teams, which means every team needs to verse every team once, so we are playing out 9 rounds. So everything's still possible for Team Vikzz, besides possibly a first place if that's a strong if a team goes flawless with all 3 zeros or all wins. So just to keep that in mind, this season things are going a bit differently, so we are nowhere near saying goodbye to Team Vikzz, and honestly I would be sad to say goodbye to them already, because even though they've lost the O, we did see a lot of great performances. Once again, maybe mentioning FaZe's first trial with the Dark Lord.
Yeah, with that, honestly, after that first game, I was starting to maybe question, like how confident I was in Ariandel winning. Like, I still thought that maybe Ariandel would take this personally, but I was like, maybe Vikzz will put up a much more of a fight than I thought, and they did. Like, they've been playing this very well. It's just Ariandel have also been playing very well, and it's just a bit better.
Yeah, they were good, but Ariandel just did better. I'm curious to see how they're going to play against all the other teams that they have to verse. It's again, first weekend in. I gotta say as well, I really like the new format, having the opportunity to get to know these teams for a longer period of time than we've had in the past.
Like, you know, in the normal best of 3, like, you could have teams where maybe the first 2 sets they're just having an off game, like they're not playing their best, and in this best of 4, after those first 2 games, maybe they lock in and they're able to bring it back to a 2-2 or something. So it gives a bit more opportunity, and I'm really hoping that Team Vikzz they don't take this loss too hard. Like, I know getting 3-0'd is like, okay, we got destroyed, but I hope they don't see it that way and crush their morale as much, because I still think that they can do really well in this tournament.
Oh, absolutely. There's so much more to come. Another thing, now mentioning the 3-0, especially for our score sheet in the end, is going to be, it does make a difference how dominant you win against other teams. So, pointing out Ariandel, they've got a big heads up, because as you've seen possibly, it doesn't matter if you win 3-0 or 2-1, or for example 2-0 when sets are tied, because the amount of sets you win puts your percentages of sets up and puts you higher in our end ranking. And since the top 4 are going to qualify for playoffs, this might very well come into play when determining who is going to be one of our top 4 teams. So for Ariandel, on the other hand, amazing start.
Yeah, like getting a 3-0 is definitely going to be very, very refreshing to them. I honestly think that maybe they expected this because they're very, very confident team, and Fallen Art did not see Doc running. So now we get to see the classic 1v1 set. So Doc, I know you want to play 1v1, but wait for the next tournament, okay? This is 4v1. Just let him more you.
just give it to him. Just
Yeah,
hand it to him.
he's earned it, bro. He's got 7 stacks of Dying Light. See, thank you, Doc. I appreciate it. See, what a nice guy. Okay, Fallen Art, listen. I gave you the opportunity to get the more. You've at least got to hit it.
Yeah, Mr. Fan Favorite tried to hand it to you. Come on now, take it.
Yeah. So, you know what, Fallen Art? I'm docking your pay now. That's what you get.
Okay, I promise you one thing. The fan favorite is going to stick with you throughout the season now. I'm going to make that a thing. You handed that in for yourself.
Yeah, it's going to be my new role on the Discord, on the DBDLeague Discord. I'm going to have fan favorite flightless 0 for 0.